Oh,
another
yeah. Yeah.
software subscription. You don't need another training program. You need a system built that works, that actually does the job it set out to do. So that's what we're doing here. That's
So
what
what we're
this
doing is
program is all about.
we built the
And
system that's going to climb the tree, shake the branches, make the fruit fall from the tree, guys. That's the goal. And you can be that
yep,
fish in your environment, loving life, and just swimming around and picking it up.
yep.
That's what I want to see happen.
Yes. So I mentioned earlier that, some of you guys know me, some of you guys know Sean, right? Some of you may be brand new licensees. Others might be industry veterans doing hundreds of transactions per year. Like whoever you are in the right place. Okay. Because what we're doing works across every segment of the agent population. And the best way that we know how to start is by getting on the same page, right? So I'm going to run through for you how growth in a real estate career actually happens. Because when we see eye to eye on this, we can isolate exactly where you are and what has to change to get you to the next level of where you'd like to be. Okay. So if you're a brand new licensee, if you passed your test yesterday and you're here in this room today, you're in a phase that's really marked by the sense of struggle. Remember when you got your license? I'm looking at you, Shayna. It wasn't a piece of cake. Nobody was like, this is going to be easy or obvious for you. You worked hard to pass your test, but you didn't learn how to have a real estate career in real estate school. No one does. No one does. So if you're in that spot right now, whoever you are watching this, the thing that you've got to push through. It's called a growth plateau, and it looks like this. For that brand new licensee, you all you feel is uncertainty. You don't know how stuff works. You don't know what you should do. There's all these things you could do. Well, you're going to get through that phase as soon as you choose a direction and then consistently do the things that lead to results. And I don't care. Maybe it's door knocking or hosting open houses for listing agents. Maybe it's calling FISBOs with drawings expired. It could be any of 100 different things. As long as you commit to it and you consistently do it, you're going to quickly feel your sense of struggle become a sense of hope. And that feels better. Like, doesn't it feel better, right? Uh, you may not have transactions yet, but you can see that your real estate career is going to work out. You have a sense that it is going to work. There is going to be business there. And most agents sadly never get out of this phase. They spend their whole entire career just kind of hoping their way through whatever the market is. They've got some tech and some systems and some leads and some referrals and some structure. They may even have a great income. They might have wonderful GCI. That GCI is a lot more stressful than it needs to be, right? So, can you guys relate to this? The peaks and valleys of a real estate career? Like, I see some heads nodding. Of course, you can. Real estate can feel very feast or famine. Guess what protects you from that? Your relationships, right? So, as long as you maintain them, as long as you're in consistent communication with people, you're going to find opportunity there, right? So to break through this level, to graduate from, a pro level agent, you can get anybody through a transaction. You've got to push through the next growth plateau. That's where you transition from just being a competent operator to really running your business like a business owner, right? At this point, you're saying, you know what? I must have systems and processes and structure. My business is not running on hope, it's running on systems. Systems are dependable. Systems support you so you can take time away from the stress. Systems support you so that you can afford to get sick. Like systems are necessary for you to get to the level of prosperity where you can really truly live a meaningful, enjoyable life. There's like zero shame in wanting to earn a great living because it's so necessary today to get that like financial stress, the boot of that stress off our necks forever. Our database can provide that for us if we work it the right way. So I label this the okay level because for me, this is the only time I feel okay. I don't ever want to have a business that's running on hope. I want businesses running on certainty. So in this layer, it's about having, not just tech, right? It's about having playbooks embedded in the tech such that you have an operating system for how things work. And if there's anybody here who's thinking of starting a team is the second highest failure point in real estate. Most people start a team when they're still in the hopeful stage. They haven't figured out their systems, processes, and structure yet. You invite other agents into chaos, they're going to fail. You're going to be up all night feeding the baby birds at 2 a.m. It's like having a newborn, except it's an agent you're responsible for. So I will encourage you to postpone building a team until you've got your own system, structure, and processes on lockdown. Now, once we're here, we don't have very far to go, right? And for clarity, you don't have to want to be at any of these levels. That's up to you. If you're happy and struggle, great. If you're happy and hopeful, great. If you're happy and okay, great. It's not too much to ask for your career to make you happy. It's not. You have the power to choose what your experience is. You get to create the outcomes here. But if you've got it in you where you want to scale to the highest levels, the only remaining growth plateau is about taking back your time. You've got the financial success figured out. Freedom comes through building an organization, right? That's where you go beyond just having a team. You have a C-level team. Like the Robert Slack org, largest team in North America, longtime clients of ours. Robert has such a great story. He didn't get his real estate license until he was 68 years old. And today, just a few years later, he has over 2,000 agents on his team. Doesn't happen by accident. And if he was here and we asked him how he did it so quickly, he would say, well, I didn't start till I was 68, so I didn't have a choice. I had to do it quickly. I didn't have time to do it slowly, right? So wherever you are and wherever you want to go, these are the stages that you have to grow through. If you do the right things in the right order, you will get the right result. And the first right thing is tackling that nasty, dirty, disgusting sink full of dirty dishes called a database. Like, go ahead, tell me in the chat. Rate it for yourself. You tell me, how organized is your database? On a scale of 0 to 10, put some numbers in the chat for me. How organized is your database? I want to see these numbers come in. 4, 6, 3. Yep, I see these answers. And I see their flow. Good to see you here today. The national average answer for this is a 3, right? 3 is the national average answer. So on one hand, we know that our value is in our relationships. Real estate's a relationship business. And on the other, our database is a 3. It's just not adding up, right? So we need to simplify some things here. I want you to think of your business as being kind of like a tank, right? How do you steer a tank? You've got 2 levers. In one hand, you've got whichever technical choices you've made. And today there's a bunch of them, right? Your brand may provide a CRM. You may choose a different one on your own. You may get leads from a bunch of different places. There's all sorts of different tech. Who cares? Right? Tech today is the easy part. Your toaster is practically a CRM. Everything can store contacts. Everything can send messaging. What's special is being able to send the right message to the right people at the right time over the right amount of time to get the right result. That's the challenging part. And that's what I've been focused on at Happy Grasshopper for 15 years, right? We have done the math. We're nurturing a massive data set. We know how to deliver messages that actually work for people. So, the path here is simple. If you agree that relationships are everything, right? And you agree that relationships live inside the conversations you need to have. The only purpose of your database is to start those conversations. Now, I see a lot of people who have databases and they say things like, oh, I've already got it. I've got my database. I've got a system. I run drip campaigns. I've got this done. It's great. No, you don't. Uh, you just don't. And I have to explain why. You have a choice with every single piece of content that you send. Is its purpose to inform or is it to engage? What is the point of the content you're sending? Well, let's take a look at some examples here. A lot of agents send newsletters. Okay, a newsletter informs. Hi, Dan, it's Shana Koish. Here's everything that's happening in real estate. This is up, that's down, everything's sideways. Here's all the local events. And oh, by the way, I'm never too busy for your referrals, right? And I don't want to pick on you there, Shana. That is like a real estate 101 newsletter. I know a lot of people here have sent that sort of thing. That's not a bad thing to do. It's just not an engaging thing to do, right? Because if I've got that, well, I know what's happening in local real estate now. I don't need to have a conversation with you. And if your goal is to create more business for yourself, don't inform them, engage them. Send a short message that starts a conversation about what's happening in the market. Hey, Dan, it's Shana. Do you have 2 minutes? I just read something about local real estate. It's going to blow your mind. When can we talk? What? What is it? What just happened? I need to know now. You've ignited my curiosity, right? So whether it's a billboard, a TV commercial, any advertising media you can imagine, it's always one choice. If I'm selling Coca-Cola, all I need to do is remind you that Coca-Cola exists. You already know what the product is, right? You don't need to be educated about the product. Well, people already know they want to live somewhere. They do. And they know whether now is the right time for them to make a move or not. So when you're nurturing a database over long periods of time, you really need to think about, well, what's my purpose? Is it just keeping them updated or is it getting a response? Is it, a win if they read it, or is it a win if it opens a relationship and a conversation? Is it a win if it just touches them so that they know you're still alive? Or is it a win because every time you reach out, it proves to them that you actually value the relationship more than you value the economic outcome of the relationship, right? So this alone, like if you take nothing else away from everything we're going to cover today with you, this can change your business right here. You need people responding to you more than you need to inform people unless you already have more business than you can handle, right? Does that make
Well
sense?
said.
Yeah, does that make sense? I hope so. All right. So I'm going to reiterate. Whoops, I had a couple more I left out there. Yes, inform is one-way traffic. You just want them to know. Engage is two-way. That's where the conversation happens. Now, I have stressed right things, right order, right result. The first right thing is to organize your database. And I know you're like, oh, I don't want to do that. We have a solution for that. I'll share that for you in a moment. The next right thing is to show up for our sessions. This is where the work happens. Like success is collaborative. We can't do it all for you. We can do it with you, right? And of course, the whole thing, the whole entire process is about one thing, and that's creating more engagement with the community you support, right? And community is not a neighborhood. It's not a zip code. You have communities of past clients, of sphere of influence, of vendors, of other agents, of recruits. There's all these different relationships that matter in real estate. And we're going to show you how to get at them, right? So, Shon, we've got some myths that we have to bust up here. We've got to tackle some of these myths. And the first one, I learned this from you, and I'm like, oh, I love this. I'm going to never forget this and use this the rest of my life. So let's dig in here. Tell us about Mick.
Yeah. Okay. So I'll introduce Mick real fast. I asked him not to show up today, yet he goes wherever I go, even when I ask him not to be there, you guys. Mick is an acronym. It stands for my inner cynic, and we all have one. Talking about the internal dialogue, you know, that voice that just asks you the question, what the hell is he talking about? And why is that important to real estate sales? Guys, Mick has a very important job. Mick's job is to keep you comfortable. Think about this. Mick says things to you like, oh, don't follow up with your past clients. You're just going to bother them. You're going to end up with commission breath, and that's disgusting. Don't call them. And then 6 months later, you drive through the neighborhood to see somebody else's for sale sign in your past client's front yard. Guys, that is a gut-wrenching feeling that nobody wants. So, Mick, again, his job, her job, keep you really comfortable. Now, the reason that I came up with Mick is because it allows people who understand this concept to truly separate their limiting beliefs from their empowering thoughts. It's really that simple. When you think of something, please recognize we cannot control our first thought. We can, however, control our second thought. And when we do this over and over repeatedly, we formulate new neural pathways. We become a more positive person. Yet, if we listen to Mick, you guys, we're liable to make a few errors in judgment every day. And that's where failure stems from. It's gradually at first, then it's suddenly. And then extraordinary success, same exact way. Gradually at first, but then suddenly there's a catalyst that when you're ready, the teacher appears. Some of you are tired. You're fed up. You're quote unquote putting up with the fact that your database is not performing. And you're dealing with it. You're accepting it as though it's just the way that it is, Shon. Guys, it doesn't have to be that way. See, Mick wants you to keep your ego intact. Don't do this. Don't do that. Don't spend the money on that program. It's just going to end up with just another empty bag of stuff that you paid for. Guys, that's not this program. Please, if we listen to Mick, we make errors every day. I want you to differentiate the empowering thoughts versus the limiting beliefs. Heck, you probably had a few limiting beliefs pop up already. Oh, gee, Shon's talking. He's just going to try and sell me on something. Guys, I'm not here to sell you anything. I am going to tell you here's what you should do if you truly desire success. If you don't want to be part of the 87% that fail in the 5 years, you'll start building start building with built right away. So guys,
For sure. And Shon, I'm sorry to interrupt you. I just the Mick that I have heard over and over and over and over 15 years. Everybody's like, I love your messaging. I can see where that would work, but my database is a wreck. Like, I got to do some work on my contacts first, right? I hear that a lot. And that is exactly one of the myths that we're here to bust, right? Because I don't care how messy your database is. It doesn't matter, right? It just does not matter how messy your database is, because guess what? It's hiding in the same 6 places everyone else's is, right? If you're in real estate, you have contacts in your phone, your email, your MLS, your CRM, your lead sources, your social media accounts. You may have spreadsheets. You might have like an old shoebox full of open house sign-in sheets. That's where your contacts are. All you have to do is just go ahead and, pull them all out and get them organized, right?
That's
So,
business.
Flo, I see your question there. Mick is my inner critic, right? My inner critic. And that's a perfect example of it is, oh yeah, I've got to get my database organized first. So, call it out in the chat here, people. Tell us, can you relate to this? Like, who is feeling right now like you want to do a better job, but your database is a mess, and oh my God, somebody please clean these dishes for me. Sound
and Dan, I'll
familiar?
say that 19 out of 20 agents that I talk to don't even know how to access the contacts in their mobile device without just scrolling to the person's name or searching for the person's name. Yet to be able to extract all that data, put it into a spreadsheet, again, 19 out of 20 just don't know how to do that. And sure, you could take the time, you could investigate that. See, guys, Malcolm Gladwell teaches us it takes 10,000 hours to master anything. What do you want to master? Here's my input. I want you to master the 20% aspect of your business. The job description associated with the 20% agent. I'm talking about the dollar productive work. 20% of your actions are going to yield a minimum of 80% of your results across the board. Yet most agents are giving most of their time to the 80% stuff. I mean, they're giving 95% of their time to the busy work. Guys, it's not about busyness. It's about getting business. The 20% effort, it's really simple. It's five things: practice, lead gen,
About the
lead follow up, go on
business.
appointments, negotiate contracts. That's it. I want you to give all of
Yeah.
your time to those five things. Let us do this other nonsense for you, okay? Please. Yeah, go
You
ahead.
let us clean up your database, right? So, like, who wants an easy button for this? Can you imagine how cool it would be if you just push a button and some magic, elf from fairyland comes and just pulls all your contacts out of everywhere and gets it all organized? That'd be pretty cool, wouldn't it? I think it'd be
That's
pretty cool.
well,
So
that's
we built
this. Yeah.
it. We built it. And it's called CRM Rehab, right? So this is the easy button. We include this for every built participant where we will, do a screen share. We'll pull your contacts out of all the places that they're hiding. And then most importantly, we're going to organize them by relationship. So the most valuable people in your database are the people who know you. They would say hello if they saw you in public, right? Those people are worth their weight in gold in referral potential. Just because they're in your database does not mean they have the same value for you. So 100% of your past clients will know who you are. When you've got a sphere of influence group, we hope that 100% of those people would know who you are. Experience has taught us that you'll probably have people in your sphere who you know, but they don't know you, right? We got to pull them closer in the relationship. Say yes for me, vendors, the vendors category. Who's referred a vendor already this week? Say yes, raise your hand. Like, I know what you do. You're always constantly referring vendors, right? When is the last time a vendor sent someone your way? Well, guess what? There's a communication plan for that. We have to set expectations, then we see them reciprocate. And we'll show you we'll show you exactly how to do that during build. Now, we'll book that CRM rehab appointment for you. We'll get your database organized. You don't have to even worry about that. When you show up to the second week of our program, you will have an organized database done for you. That's huge. So, another important MIC
Yeah.
item.
Dan, I've got to underline that, put a huge
Yeah.
exclamation mark behind it because there is no other system out there that exists on the face of this planet that can do that for you, you guys. This is part of why I can hardly contain my enthusiasm about what we're launching. This is so big.
Yeah.
Keep going, Dan.
It's right things, right order, right result. We can have the best messaging, the best plan, the best coaching and training, but if we don't have the right organization, we can't send the right message to the right people at the right time. It's the first right thing, right? Now, in built, we're not advocates of buying leads, right? There might be people here today who buy leads. Okay, great. You need to know there were more than 200 million of them last year for plus or minus 4 million transactions. So it's the people selling the leads who are doing really well. Agents generally don't do really well in buying those leads. Lots of services have sprung up that are happy to take, 30+% of the commission in exchange for feeding these leads. And I know for sure that when you're working from a relationship, you don't have those expenses. You don't have to worry about it. It is the key to running a more profitable
And
business.
as a lender that's worked on the national level, regional level, and done big cost
Yeah.
offsets for lead aggregation, commissions inc, Zillow, you name it. I've spent
Yeah.
millions. Zillow flew me to Seattle and had a party for us in Vegas. That's how much we spent. I
Dale,
won't do
I'm
cost
going to
offs
interrupt
anymore.
you. I'm going to interrupt you, brother, because nobody here has a clue how freaking amazing it is that Dale Davis is here. Like, oh
Shut
my
up.
God. Guys, Dale Davis he is big time. He's at Cross Country Mortgage. He became a client of mine at Happy Grasshopper, I don't know, 12, 13 years ago, something like that. And as his career has grown and he's gone from brand to brand to brand, he's carried us with us. So, Dale, I'm so glad you're here. Thank you for giving us some time.
Thank you for letting me be
It's
here, man. It's
awesome.
an honor and a privilege. I'm serious. When you said you were doing this, as I've told everyone, if it was anyone else telling me this, I wouldn't even be here. I would be like, blah, blah, blah. Here's Sean trying to sell me something. Or Shane, I'm sorry, Shane. I'd be like, here we go again. It's another guy trying to get my money. But we don't do cost offsets for leads anymore. I won't do it
Yeah,
because the conversion
good.
rate, I think it's you that explained the difference. It used to be 1 in 100. Now it's 1 in 1,000.
Yeah.
A realtor can't make that many calls, not sustainably.
In
And that's why all the big
2014,
teams are
we had
gone. And it's
parity.
just,
2014, we had about the same number of digital leads as we had transactions. Buy those leads all day long, but not when you're agent number 15 to buy the same contact information. It just doesn't
yeah.
make sense to
Yeah,
me.
Well, it doesn't
Dan,
It
return.
doesn't.
There's no ROI. You
Yeah,
get
it's
very
not.
short lived. And I won't even do it. I won't even do it. I've had guys say, will you be our lender for our whole business model? Nope. No, thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate the offer.
Yep.
I'm not your guy.
So I'm sorry, guys. I'm looking at the clock. Like we are long-winded. We could easily burn up much more time than we have. I've got to keep rolling here.
and I need to
Um,
ask one question, Dan. It
yeah.
just needs to be asked. See, most
Okay.
agents believe that with more leads, they're going to make more money. That is absolutely untrue. I'll ask the question to prove it. Would you rather have 100 internet leads or one rock solid referral where you're pre-sold and they're ready to list with you today? Which would you rather have? Of
Yeah,
course,
put
one
one or
solid.
100 in the chat. Which do you want? One referral or 100 leads? One or
Thank you, Dan.
100, right?
Keep going,
That's
brother.
nice. Well done. Excuse me, guys. Excuse me. So I have led an interesting life. I moved 14 times before I graduated from high school. I did not have like an amazing upbringing. Both my parents suffered with addiction and abuse, and it was a really not amazing thing to experience. And yet, I'm really grateful that it taught me from the youngest age that relationships really are everything. Because as we moved, my coping strategy as a young kid was to make best friends with someone like Sean, right? Where I could, latch on to that better, healthier family than I happened to be born into. And, as I grew and I healed and became the person I've become, as I
Get rid
got
of it.
through all of those things, um, it cemented for me just forever the belief that relationships are everything. So I know for sure that Dale wouldn't have piped up if we didn't have this relationship. I know Sean and I wouldn't be doing Built together if we didn't have this relationship. And, whether you're, from the best background ever or whether you've faced and overcome a bunch of challenges like I have, the path to whatever it is you want in life is through the relationships you build along the way. That's how it happens, right? So built isn't about, oh, we're just going to sell more stuff to more people. No, built is about really investing with people to create a better outcome. So we're going to shift gears here a little bit. I need a volunteer. I'm looking for one person who's willing to come off mute and have a chat with us about their actual database.
Here's an exercise, Dan. What did Mick just say to you? I'm just curious, you guys. What did Mick just say when Dan asked for a volunteer? Mick probably said, "Are you
I'll do
crazy?
it.
Are you?" Oh,
All
Florence has the
right.
ability to push Mick
Flo's
aside.
here.
Congratulations, Flo. Take it away.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm
So
here. Let's
uh,
do it.
all right. Excellent. It's good to see you, Flo. Good to see you. So I'm going to pull up some things here. And we are going to do a little math together. And I'm going to share the link here for everybody so you can do this on your own. We're going to put this in the chat for you, but for now, I just want to walk through it together. So you are an agent. I'm going to go ahead and click that. How many people know you personally?
Mm, at least 1,000 at the very least.
Okay, so this is something I often hear. Let's imagine that you were at, say, Costco with those 1,000 people. It was just you and them. Are you getting 1,000 hugs from people who are like, Flo, you're here. Oh my God, it's amazing. Like,
I would
we're,
get a lot of hugs, but maybe not 1,000. They say,
yeah.
"Oh, do where I
I
think
know
we
you
have
from
you guys."
somewhere, but where? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So what we're talking about here is that most core part of your database, the people who would definitely recognize you in public.
Yeah,
Most people are going to have 150 to 200. So what do you think your number is?
easily 200 for
Okay.
sure.
All right. So
Yeah,
let's
but they
put that
don't all
number.
live
Yeah.
here. That's part of the problem. But
They're spread
anyway,
out.
go ahead.
Okay. So what that tells us is that there are 33 people in that group who are likely to have a move this year. Now, that's not 33 direct moves, right? That's one move and one referral or two referrals from that group of people, right? So 33 is the number. Now, if you were in touch with all 33 of those people, how many do you think would choose to work with you?
Easily half, if not all of
Okay.
them.
Well, I mean, like, are you a bad agent? Do people not
Well,
like you?
no, they love me.
Okay. So, I mean, you tell us, right? If you stayed in touch with people and they had an opportunity to work with you, how many of the 33 would?
I I think all of them would. I don't see why they wouldn't. I mean, you
Okay.
don't have control over everything, but people like me, like
Well,
automatically. I just
we'll
have that.
we'll pop in that number. You can always come back and play with it. And what's your average commission per transaction?
Mm, probably 10 or $12,000.
Okay, I'll split the difference. Right, so you ready? Drum roll, please. So we show you the number, right?
Yeah,
Is that more GCI than you earned last year?
it sure is.
Yeah, so that's the gap that needs to be closed because those people are going to move. They are going to need to live somewhere, right? So in the chat right now, let's put this up here for everyone. Dave, maybe you can pop it in there. It's installbuilt.com/calcs, CALCS. That will let you go ahead and do this. And I'll just copy it over so you guys can have all that in the chat,
What
right?
is it? Okay.
I'm
Install
putting
build.
it in the chat
Oh,
for
I see it.
everybody right now.
Okay.
And I'll put it back up on the screen here for you too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Install.
For what it's worth, I really like the contextual comment that was on your screen about who would show up to your funeral.
Mm,
I think that's
thank you.
pretty powerful.
Yeah. I mean, relationships are everything, but like that acquaintance that you think you have a relationship with, do you really?
Mhm.
You know, we're at an inflection point in the history of humanity. AI is coming, it's here, right? We have got to, as an industry, show up as better people for our fellow human beings. We've got to get better at those skills, and we will be, of course, teaching and training those throughout Built. Now, a bunch of you are entering your numbers into the system. I'd love for you to go ahead and pop whatever your outcome number is in the chat here. We'll let other people see that too. Like, no matter what market you're in, no matter what price point you deal in, I think we'll all see that there's massive opportunity when we invest in those relationships. That's where the opportunity truly is. Now, inside the Built program, we are going to be delivering this over 6 sessions. So they begin Thursdays. In fact, this Thursday is the first one. They begin at 3 p.m. Eastern. Each week of the session, we are accomplishing something. This isn't, oh, I've got to go do homework in between. This is we leave each session with what's done to take us to the next step in the progression of our business. So the first session on Thursday is going to be this session, right? If you can't make it on Thursday, don't feel bad about that. You've already been through most of the session, except everybody who's going to be there for the first session on Thursday is there for Built, right? That's going to be a big difference here. Now, between week 1 and 2, you're going to have your own CRM Rehab appointment. So when you show up to week 2, your system is live. Your contacts are in there. They're organized. We're going to show you how to fine tune the organization and get your first messages sent in week 2. It's possible we'll have people who find referrals between week 2 and week 3, right? And every session, there's a group scoreboard where you can see exactly what's happening. as we progress through this experience together, right? So over 6 weeks, it's not, okay, now I know what to do. I'll go home and do it. No, it's done at week 6. It's done every week along the way. All you have to do is show up with your contacts, and you are going to leave with a working referral engine. That's what this is, right?
So
So
all this stress, all this anxiety, all this worry, all this putting up with the fact that your database is a wreck right now, that can all be solved over the next 9 days.
yeah,
It can start today. So my question is it going to be first day or is it going to be someday? And that's totally up to you. See, the definition of success, the word, is getting what you want at the end of the day. Dan and I are here to help you get it. We want to see you as a success. And I don't care if you want to close 2 transactions a year, 200, 2,000. It doesn't matter to me. We want to help you accomplish what you want to accomplish. That is the bottom line.
that is it in a nutshell. We're not here for any other purpose than to help you do what we know works, right? So I am curious. I told you I'd want your feedback, right? I want questions. I want concern. I want to hear all those things. And I know you guys are like, oh, okay, what's the price? What are you guys going to charge for this thing, right? So let's go ahead and tackle that. Let's resolve that mystery. And then you can make a decision about whether or not you think this is something that you'd like to participate in. So let's pull up the pricing, Shon. What do you say? This seems reasonable.
Amen.
So the investment that this is going to be on the market at is $2,000. That is going to be the cost for participation in the BUILT program. And, you know, as we see results come in, as we see this work, I think there's room for it to actually cost more than that, significantly more. Average member at Happy Grasshopper is investing $8,500 per year with us. Average return for them is 10x. I think we're going to be able to deliver outstanding returns in this program. Now, this first cohort that we're rolling out for people, we are doing reduced pricing, and it's limited to the first 50 people who sign up for this. It's a brand new thing. Like, I'm going to give you guys a bunch of stuff, but I'm going to ask for some stuff in return, right? So there aren't 50 slots available. Some of you have already made a commitment to the program, like Shayna. I'm so looking forward to getting to know you. So everybody who's here today in just this private session with us, we're reducing the price to $497. And you can sign up on your own. You just go to enroll.installbuilt.com. And of course, we'll drop that link here in the chat for you. So I'm doing everything I know to just make price a no-brainer. I don't want that to be a hiccup here at all, because I want to enroll you in helping make BUILT the strongest program that's ever existed in real estate. And to do that, I'm going to ask you to make some commitments to us. So if this is uncomfortable for you, I want to know it now. I don't want you to move forward with the program unless you're willing to commit to these things. So if you are not already committed to doing a great job for your clients, don't sign up, because that's what we're all about. We are going to way over deliver. I want everyone in the program to have that same sense of commitment to creating raving fans. If you don't believe relationships are important, I'm shocked that you're still here. Like you should have left a long time ago. But yes, we take relationships seriously. So if that's not you, this isn't your room. You shouldn't be here. Go. And then third is you got to be willing to have real conversations. I can help the person who communicates they're stuck. I can't help the person who's so busy faking it till they make it. I hate that phrase in our industry. I think it's hurt more careers than it's ever helped, because too many people could get the help, but they believe they can't ask for it. So we are going to be radically honest with one another in this program. And again, if you're uncomfortable with that, that's totally fine. It's just, this isn't your room, right?
Too busy
So
crushing it, Dan. They're
yeah,
crushing it.
like
Too busy.
no hard feelings. If this isn't for you, that's fine, right?
Hate that term.
That's okay. So I'm making all these promises for you, right? Here's what I'm going to ask for in return. I need you to be on time for every session. We're going to start right on time. We're going to do our best to end right on time, right? I'm going to ask you to show up with your cameras on. A lot of you have done that today already. In the sessions, we're going to building a community of people. You're going to make real relationships with agents all over the country. You can build referral relationships. Hard to do that if it's just your name on a screen and a few words in chat. Like, if we're going to do this, I want you to play full out. I want you to participate. I want you to chime in the chat every time you have an opportunity to. And again, I'm just going to emphasize radical honesty is what it's all about. That's the thing that works the best, right? It's just that sense of transparency. So I have covered quite a lot. We have been a little more long-winded than we expected to be. I'm going to stop the screen share here. I can hang out for a few more minutes and ask a few questions. We will, of course, follow up with everyone as well. Does anyone have a question they want to ask here for the group?
I do, Dan. That link is not functioning appropriately for me. Could you work on that real quick? And I do want to address something with the audience that I don't think has been brought up yet. Because a lot of you are looking at that calculator saying, okay, compared to what? How did you guys come up with this math? It doesn't make any sense to me. Let me give you the rock solid foundation that this program is built on. See, when I was with a company called Keller Williams, I was president of Keller Williams Maps Coaching. I was the CEO of Maps Business Training, where we took all of our proprietary knowledge to all industries outside of real estate. And I was able to consult for organizations like McDonald's and Panasonic, FedEx, and a whole bunch of them. And I learned a thing or two that I want to transfer that knowledge right to you guys, no doubt. Yet, here's what we discovered in the rewrite of The Millionaire Real Estate Agent when Gary Keller, Jack Papasan, and I sat down and we interviewed the millionaire real estate agents within the Keller Williams ecosystem. When we found a millionaire real estate agent netting over $1 million per year, we looked at their communication campaigns, their energy of the emails, the texts, how many times were they communicating with each person within their sphere of influence. And I personally did a deep dive into the SOI communication campaigns of all of the millionaire real estate agents. Now, what we found is that when you communicate with them systematically, and Dan was talking about that word earlier, see, a system to me is a standardized process that produces a consistent and predictable result. And you apply this system, you will achieve the same ratio that these millionaire real estate agents are achieving, which is a 12-to-2 ratio. For every 12 people that they have in their sphere of influence, people that know them, like them, trust them, there are 2 transactions we had that year, 1 repeat, 1 referral from somebody within the SOI. Guys, build your list like flow to 200 plus people. That's 34 transactions in addition to everything that you're doing proactively. Heck, maybe you're calling FSBOs, expireds. Maybe you're doing circle prospecting, door knocking, open house strategies, B2B networking. Whatever you're doing is in addition to all of those things. Now, if that's what you want, guys, that is what success looks like if that's what you want.